The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. Come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. I'm not gonna wait on this. I'm gonna give my 2 cents. You know me, I have questions. I got more questions than I have answers. Because the answer is very clear, but I just want to see what everybody has to say. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this, because I'm going to open up the panel. I don't care how you feel about him. I don't care whether you like him, whether you hate him. I don't care. Look at the title of the show. Charlie Kirk, how did we get here? That's all I'm asking. Now, where is here? What do I mean by here? Well, I'll let y'all figure that out. If y'all don't understand that things have gotten completely out of control by now, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. But there needs to be, we need to be careful out here, man, in how we move and shake. We need to be careful about what we co-sign. And I'm just letting you know that this guy's death has changed the game. The only thing that I'm thankful for is that they got this guy running around with the baseball cap and glasses. They got him hopping down the building. He's obviously the shooter, and it's not a black man. Thank God. Thank God. I'm telling you, thank God, because that'll be a whole nother headache in itself. They were about to blame black colleges for this. Now I think they recovered something from the scene, and there was something that leads back to the LGBTQ LMNOP community. I'm telling you, don't believe nothing until it's proven. And even when they say it's proven, you got to look at that one eye open. It's the government we're talking about here. All right. Things like that could be used to throw the scent off. It's just as like these people are robbing banks with those real black masks, and they put on a hoodie. Things like that. You understand? For all we know, and I need you to listen carefully, this might have been a troll. I'm just watching the news right now. The first thing I said was, nah, that shot was too clean. There had to have been a marksman. I just saw on the news just now, because I'm watching everything. Fox, MSNBC, CNN, the BCC. I'm watching all of it. They just said a novice could have pulled this off with the type of rifles that they sell today. They are so equipped that you don't have to have the sharpshooter skill set to pull that shot off. So we don't even know if that guy was military or not. You understand? Now, my opinion on Charlie Kirk. He's a young dude, significantly younger than me. I've seen his debates. I was not a supporter. I've seen a lot of things that he said. A lot of it was pretty much enraging. And I'm like, well, why is he saying that? Well, you know what I did? Guess what I did? I turned it off. I turned it off. That's how I handle it. You want to get into an argument with a bunch of maniacs? Go to Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I'm telling you, if it's like this on the gram, then it got to be like this on it got to be like this on Twitter. But go to the gram and go to one of his debates and go in a comment section and just disagree. If you want 50 gutless rednecks with no pictures on their avatar coming at you, go do that. Because what happens is guys like this come along and they sound articulate and they sound smart, but they're just really good at regurgitating nonsense without dealing with the facts. When he had that debate against all those college students, he had all of them emotional. Those were kids. But he said, I don't recall what he said, but I was watching it and he said something about the black community and the murder rate. I said, that's easy work, because I had the facts, data, and statistics. I said, I have it right there. I have it in my phone at that time. But I said, man, what? I said, that's a body bag, right? If I was sitting across from him, that's a body bag. Figure Jordan, you just came in. You didn't even know my stance on this yet. What are you doing? What are you talking about? You see, Figure Jordan, let me address you, young man. Let me address you for 1 second. All right. You are 18 years old. I don't know why you're coming in here trying to fire shots to prove what point. You don't even know how to respond to what I'm saying. Be quiet and listen to what I'm saying. Be quiet, young man. Be quiet. Cameron, salute. Now, I watched this fool's debate. I've heard his talking points. I'm going to say 98% of the things he said I don't agree with. You know what I did? I turned it off. I lab ratted some clowns on one of his videos on Instagram. And it took 2 seconds. As soon as I refreshed the page, I saw a bunch of hearts. People respond to me. What do you mean by that? Black people this, black people that, black people this, black people that. These are the same people when a black person is on video doing something wrong. What are their comments? Y'all seen it before. Usual suspects. Odd. What do we normally relate mass shootings to? White people. Who shot him? Looks like a white person to me. I'm looking at it right now. He might be Asian. He might be Latino. I don't know. I know he's not black. The hair's too straight. The skin is too pale. And his last words was about what? Gun violence. Strange. Now, in saying that, how the hell did we get here? I told you my remedy to handling him. I turn it off. I'm not engaging with anybody that agrees with his talking points on my community. Y'all heard what he said about Dr. King? You heard that. You heard what he said about Dr. King. You heard what he said about a black pilot. Did you hear that? And it goes on and on and on with him. And I looked and I said, oh, this guy, you know what I did every time he came across my algorithm? I turned it off. I'm not addressing that. Because at the end of the day, he's a shock jock with a platform. That's it. Howard Stern did shit like this all the time. But see, at least in his defense, he was a fucking comedian. Mark, salute. Utah in the building, salute. In his defense, he's a comedian. This dude was dead serious. And at the end of the day, I said, he's only 31. He's a child. To me, he's a child. He hasn't lived enough. He's done some reading, and he has enough talking points that he can make general comments about the black community, but he don't know us. He knows some stacks, but you ever heard of someone telling a half-truth? But I'm sorry, we're in an era of alternative facts. Remember that? So when you see ignorance, you know how I handle it? I ignore it. I acknowledge it. But when I say I ignore it, there's no need to respond. Case in point, someone brought to my attention, hey man, that dude Sports Prediction 101, as soon as you uploaded your video, when you got into the argument with that fake pro-black dude, he did a video about that. I didn't know I was the athlete. I didn't know I was that important. But he felt the need to do a video about me. I knew he was going to do it because he's a stalker. He's probably watching right now. He subscribed to me, all notifications on. You know how I handle him? I spoke to that nigga one time, and he's a liar. I proved everything he said and thought about me, and I proved him wrong on a live stream. I said, no, it's not. It's this. No, it's not. It's this. No, it's not. It's this. And you know what he said on my live? You know what, Drew? I'm going to get off your bumper. Nigga did a video about me just yesterday. I don't deal with grown-ass people that can't keep their word. He is a liar. So as it pertains to this dude, he tells half-truths. He gets people riled up, which is dangerous in itself. What do you hear me always say about, and I'm talking about the boxing community right now, because this is all real life. This is all relatable. What did you hear me say about us having platforms, no matter how big or how small? We have a responsibility. Tell the truth, but give your opinion. Here's the truth. Hey, man, Devin Haney's youngest undisputed champion. He got a raw deal. He's an American fighter, but I still don't like him. At least you told the truth. You don't like him, but you told the truth about his career path. I'm cool with that. But I don't care if your personal opinion is you don't like him. I don't care to hear it, as long as you tell the truth. This guy told half-truths. Now, how did we get here? In no universe would I allow anyone to get me out my bed and go to where these people are and take a firearm and take their life. How do we get here? When I always talk about these youngins being too emotional because there's no father in the house, and I'm not sure what this dude is, they're going to catch him eventually. But when I'm talking about these YNs shooting at each other over, yo, you stepped on my shoes. You say about my mama? Literally out here taking lives over silly shit. This is on that level. What did this dude say so bad that this white man, I'm looking at his picture right now, he got a cap on with shades. We don't even know if he's from Utah. Went to this dude's rally and took his life. Now, I need y'all to understand, I'm not talking about his political stance. I'm not talking about him being a racist. I'm asking you, how the hell did he catch this over something that he said? You guys could justify it? Can you? Who agrees with how this dude went out? Who agrees with it? Because I'm telling you, I don't. And let me be very clear, because a lot of y'all hear, but y'all don't listen. I don't agree with 99.999% of the shit that he said. My remedy was turning it off. You do know we live in America, right? You do know he was exercising his amendment right to say, no matter how bullshit it was, the military is fighting for our rights in whatever country. Don't spin it. Don't tell me about, oh, the military and the racists. Shut up. He had a right to say what he had to say. And I don't agree with shit he said. Now, if you agree with how he went out, what happens if I go to a goddamn fight and somebody does me the same way? Now answer the question. Who shot Drew? I don't know. You see some nigga running away with shades on. Couldn't step to me and fight me, so he blew my brains out. And all I'm doing is going to a fight and getting material so y'all could look at it. And because somebody's in their feelings because I blocked them, didn't want to deal with them. Now I go to the Barclays or I go to Madison Square Garden and somebody duffs me out. Now what? Now what? How you feel? Figure drawing. I never said he wasn't racist. What are you going on and on about? Young man, you know what you do, man? Tonight's your night. Click the link, man. You and I got to have a conversation. I'm going to teach you something tonight. Tonight, you're going to learn. Click the link, young man. And say, what up?
What's going on with you, Drew? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm a little disgusted.
Welcome to America.
Disgusted. And it's not, on the outside looking in, on his face, it's not what you think. I did not fuck with Charlie Kirk, but goddamn, man. Do y'all have any idea what this could mean? Y'all just literally gave everyone a fucking reason.
Drew, this actually been going on for years on top of decades and things like that. It's just not highly promoted the way this one is promoted.
Brother, I understand.
Dr. King got killed for his opinion. Malcolm X the same way.
Exactly. What he said about Dr. King was absolutely fucked up and deplorable. That's right. One of the things he said. But I'm asking you a question. Is this the way to handle it?
Sometimes it is, Drew. Sometimes a declaration of war is the only way to get respected.
So you ready to go to war?
To be treated equally and fairly?
Okay,
I'm willing to lose my life over it.
Okay, all right, so watch this. You consider this an act of war?
I do. I consider this a direct attack at the establishment.
Listen to the question, brother. And figure drawing. Don't type nothing else unless you're clicking the link. This is an act of war? This right here?
Drew, that's the best way I can answer it.
Okay, so are you ready to protect yourself and your family? I know you got children, right?
Yeah.
At this point right now, are you ready for that?
To exactly do what?
This man got his neck blown out.
Yeah.
So are you prepared for that?
I mean, it's like this with me,
It's
Drew.
either yes or no, brother. It's either yes or no.
I've been trained to go like that, so yeah, I'm ready for that.
Okay, so you're ready for that. Now watch this. You know how many of us are not prepared for this? Do you know what war is? Have you been in the military?
No, but I've been in prisons against Mexicans and whites, so I know what they're coming at you.
I'm not talking about that because that shit in prison is bullshit. A lot of y'all were locked up because y'all deserve to be locked up. Let's keep it a stack.
I do agree with that.
Okay, so in the real world, what about the brother that's minding his business, like me, who just goes to boxing match to interview people and bring y'all content, and some fool, because he feels like you do, blows the top of my goddamn neck out? Now what?
I don't think that you'll be spitting the rhetoric that was coming out of this man's mouth. I don't think that you
brother,
half the things that come out of this
just
man's
last
mouth.
year. When did you find my channel, by the way?
About 2020. I've been following you since.
Okay, do you remember what my chat used to look like? With the Mexicans and the Filipinos, the racist ones?
Somewhat, but it was kind of winding down. I kind of caught you when you was coming in with Fanon, and then I just was rocking with you since then. Like, fuck it, I'm rocking with Drew.
Oh, okay. So what about the death threats? Very real?
Yeah.
I take it very seriously. Very seriously. And like I said, what happens to me or BF or 78 or anybody? And they just go into a fight, get interviews, and bang! Now their brains on the wall because somebody don't like what we said. What we said. Now what?
I can understand where you're coming from with that analogy right there, but we gotta understand we live in America and people get killed for less.
Dude, is this the American way?
For them, it is.
It is? So how many people you killed in the name of justice?
I have not killed anybody, Drew. Nobody in my life. That was a trick question. I never shot anybody or shot at anybody, nor have I stabbed anybody or nothing.
Is this how we're supposed to handle shit?
Well, with them people, that's how they handle it. That's
no. But no, wait, hold on. Yeah. Because a white man shot him, but I'm asking you, is this how we handle it? If someone's spreading racist rhetoric, we blow their brains out?
So you really want that answer?
Go ahead, please.
The things that came out his mouth, he deserved everything that he got.
So he deserved to get his shit blown out in front of his kids. Okay. I just want your stance on that. Now the 86 in that super chat, he says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute to you, brother. Okay. You need to understand. Your stance on that opens up the door for a whole lot of shit. Because you don't like his racist rhetoric, you're saying he deserves to get his shit blown out. That is every bit as silly as George Floyd having a knee on his neck and we see the murder, and the first thing they did was say, hey man, this guy was a bad dude. He used to beat bitches and he was a drug addict. I'm like, whoa, what's the fuck? No. That has nothing to do with that knee on his neck. Those are two separate things.
Facts. I'm just at an understanding, you know what I'm saying, did have been dealing with these people as long as I have and seeing the ugly side of them. I'm honestly like, it was them, they own people did them like that. The people that he stood up for and put above everyone else did him like that. So dude, it's not my fault my people didn't do it.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off or nothing like that, brother.
That's all good. You my guy, Drew. Come on now. I've been around, I've been rocking with you forever.
I was just a show ago. I had some fake ass pro-black militant nigga on here fussing with me for reasons I still can't figure out.
Yeah, I was here. That was the other day.
I'm on here defending a black man, and he jumped up here. I went back and listened to him. I'm like, what the fuck was his deal? I don't know. He was saying sports, it didn't correlate with what caused. Man, fuck all of that. He's out of touch with what we deal with as boxing supporters. He's out of touch. What he should have did was say, explain it because I don't understand. But like I told y'all, the problem with immature niggas is that they're afraid to admit when they don't know something. So they come in there and they shooting shit up verbally because they don't understand what the beef is. Now, had he had come on here respectfully and we could have had a dialogue, and I would have explained myself because he didn't know. But he want to come on here and start shooting shit up verbally. So I barked on him and got him the fuck out of here. Now, what happens when I'm at MSG and he walks up on me and he tries to shoot me? What happens? Because he didn't like what I said. Because that's all this is. A white man shot him. A white man shot him. So because he didn't like what he said. We don't know if that was a troll that's been stalking him for months. There was a dude, I don't know this dude's name. This dude followed Charlie Kirk around to debate him. I don't know his name. I just found out about him, I think, this morning. But he got on his TikTok and said, yo, I don't know why that was done. Rest in peace to him. I didn't agree with shit he said, but it was my life's goal to follow him around and debate him. And that's what he was doing. But this coward, who I don't know what this dude's story is, if he don't take his life, I hope this coward don't take his life before we find out why he did that. Now, again, I don't agree with shit Charlie Kirk had to say. But it was his right to say it. And all I could think about is what we do here. I just told you, motherfuckers put my home address in the goddamn comment section. My government name. I'm not hard to find. Some nigga saw me at work and made the fucking his YouTube page of the bus route I drove.
That's fucking crazy.
And I had to get the law involved with that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So how the fuck did we get here? This right here? This white man, I'll be shocked if he say, oh, well, he was racist, man. Look. He could be for the cause. But he can't use us, the black community, as a reason why he did what he did. He did what he did because he's fucking crazy. That's my point. This man is dead because of a crazy motherfucker. Until they prove it otherwise, that's what I'm going with. I'm not talking about him being a racist. I believe that. I'm not talking about what he said and how he said it. I believe that. I'm talking about why is he done dirty? And people need to be real fucking careful celebrating this shit. Y'all celebrating this. I can go to a fight, I can go to a presser, and I promise you, ain't no troll stepping to me and throwing hands with me. None. They gotta come with a firearm. That's the only way they're gonna win. They ain't even gonna win with a knife. Unless they snuff me. Like the Ukrainian chick on the bus by that nut ass nigga. We ain't throwing hands, they ain't gonna win. So what happens if that's me? What are we doing online? It's the same question. How we get here? What do I tell people all the time? You don't like what I have to say, you have options. There's a X button on the right. There's a back button on the left. There's a not interested. All kinds of shit. You don't have to listen to me. But some fool made it his life's work to go where he was to kill this dude.
Well, this is what I think, Drew. Can I start it off like this if I can just get a second? Just let me say this first before I jump into it. Drew, do you remember saying demon in the building?
What?
When you used to like do the roll call, you remember saying demons in the building? The demon in the building?
Demon Kennedy.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I've been rocking with you for a while. So what I was saying was I understand what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying, maybe this was bigger than what we think it is. Maybe this was set up by government, whatever it was.
Maybe.
But whatever it was, do I agree? Do I agree with what happened? Would I have did it? No, I wouldn't have done it, all right. Would I have orchestrated it? No, I would never have orchestrated nothing like that. That's not who I am. That's not my get down, right? But however that man felt or whatever he was going through or whatever set him up to do what he did, it was done. So there's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is, you know what I'm saying, do what we've been doing, staying safe,
I know, brother,
staying
but
out the
I
way.
can't co-sign something that I wouldn't do at all. I would never tell someone, yo, man, you remember when you was kids and you got these kids about to fight and there's always motherfuckers trying to egg it on. Yo, hit him. You know, I never liked that shit.
Yeah, I'm not into that neither.
You know what I'm saying? I never liked that shit. I can't co-sign something that I wouldn't do myself. This was fucking crazy. Let me go to young Abel, man. Abel, go ahead, brother.
Hey, how you guys doing this evening?
Chilling, God. What you got?
Well, 7-8 basically referenced that yesterday when he was talking about how he was basically, stalked out by a stalker and had to get the law enforcement involved. You heard about that one?
Of course. I had to do the same shit. There's a lot of shit we had to deal with that y'all don't know about. We just don't speak on it.
Right, exactly. See, here's my 2 cents in the situation. I never listened to Charlie Kirk either. I don't like a lot of the things that he said. But at the end of the day, here's what people have to realize about this. And I too myself sometimes make a mistake about falling into that lap, and then I had to pull myself back. The bottom line here is this. The man had the right to say what he had to say. It's called the First Amendment, free speech. You have a choice. You either can debate the guy and basically destroy his talking points and make him look like a fool, or just show restraint and walk away. Just like what Stormy B Man said in the chat, show restraint. And a lot of times people don't have the restraint. They don't have the mental capacity to basically show that kind of level of restraint. And unfortunately, the problem here is ever since 2021 on January 6th, people have been more emboldened to try to show that they tough, that they try to show they police or whatever. But at the end of the day, what does it make you as a human being? And people like Charlie Kirk gaslight that kind of behavior all the time. But at the end of the day, he's only doing what he's been paid to do. And he's good at gaslighting people. But you have a choice. You can either get away from it and back off of it, or you go into the rabbit hole and you become what you hate. That's how I look at this whole situation. So the way I look at it is from yesterday is, at the end of the day, Faith basically did what it did. But Do I support that? Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, the man has kids. The man had a wife. His kids are going to look at that. They're going to be basically remembering that for the rest of their lives, and they're going to remember the fact that their dad got basically blasted away by basically preaching what he thought, and now their kids may end up messed up as a result. They may get themselves into the rabbit hole of this whole thing, and then what happens then? What happens when these kids end up like their father, or even worse? When they ended up becoming, criminals of society, what are they going to end up being? That's the thing we have to think about, because here's the deal. When it's all said and done, when Trump and his cronies are all done basically screwing up the country from the inside out, what's the next generation of Americans are going to look at this whole era of American history? They're going to look at it like them side-eyed, because they're going to look at them like, you guys messed up everything for us because you did absolutely nothing to stand up and fight for freedom and democracy. That's how they're going to look at it.
Yep. Now, let me be very clear. Be very clear if you're just pulling up. This isn't hey, it was wrong because he had a point. It's not that. I'm asking, how the fuck did we get here, and when did this become okay? That we get to blow a nigga head off because he had an opinion. I didn't think it was that serious. I knew about this dude for a minute. You never heard me speak about him. You never heard me refer to him. I don't care. But I said, whoa, what the hell? This is what we doing now? Listen, here people say things and they don't understand the meaning. When I say this is what we're doing now, so now it's okay. What happened? Yo, I know a bunch of niggas right now that can't stand my boxing opinion. And if I catch you just like that, they ain't gonna care. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? How did we get here? I have a whole goddamn day dedicated to the Knuckle Draggers. It's called Monkey Tuesday.
Yeah.
I didn't play the intro this week because we're talking about Bud and Canelo. But Monkey Tuesday is for the niggas. I had two niggas pull up. There's a troll ass nigga. Because ain't nobody white. It's not even a Latino doing it. It's a nigga. Sports Prediction 101, aka Buckle of Boxing. He's a nigga. He don't know any better. He's partially retarded. So I understand. But I dedicate a day to remind y'all there's niggas like that want to do me harm, and they look like they're the same color as me. So what makes them niggas any different from the cracker that blew it was cracker on cracker crime right there.
Pretty much.
How about that? Now, what happened to him, isn't that a bit of a contradiction of what he was always preaching? Is it not? Yes or no?
Definitely yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
So now, don't I always say time reveals all truth? Don't I always say that?
You've always said that.
Say, sometimes you don't have to lift a finger, just watch. It's not on our time, it's on God's time. How many times you heard me say that?
Hey,
now,
Drew.
I'm not saying good for him and no.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, God damn, man. God damn, this motherfucker went all the way. He had to go all the way here. You couldn't walk, like I said earlier, you couldn't walk up on him and hit him in the face with a pie and clown him or something like that. You couldn't do that. You had to take his life. Where are we? How do we get here? And what makes me or anybody else exempt for this shit? There's a lot of lunatics walking around out here. You know that. Who's that dumb motherfucker in Chicago? The Spanish dude. Do y'all know he's crazy? But look at his chat. A bunch of enablers. Anytime he says something about, what's the brother's name in Philly? Greg Hackett. Anytime he says Greg Hackett's name or the LDBC's name, there's 1,000 niggas egging them on. And there's another thing going on here, and I need y'all to be very wary of this. These bots and these AI bots, they are fucking out here. They are used to disrupt and rile people up that have no goddamn sense. They have no sense. They're Southpaw. He's crazy. Mm-hmm. He is crazy. And these people are crazy. You heard Sports Prediction talk. He doesn't sound normal. When I first heard that man talk, I said, oh shit, there's something wrong. He's slow, bro. He's slow. And I say this respectfully, I ain't gonna say no more names. But y'all know when they get up on the panel, y'all know they're crazy. So if they're crazy, how do I look arguing with them on a goddamn panel?
Just as
How do I look
crazy
making
as them.
2-hour live streams about a dumb motherfucker that's crazy?
Just as crazy as them.
Right,
Hey.
you look just as crazy as them. So I ain't gotta
Right.
talk to him. Motherfuckers, right now, you put my name in the search bar in YouTube right now, you'll see 500 videos, and I'm telling you, I might know 3 people. And I never met them face to face. Everybody
Yeah,
else,
dude.
I don't know. They got multiple videos about me. Is that the mark of a sane individual? I might mention showbiz.
That dude was a
But
clown.
I don't do marathon streams about him. I say, oh yeah, he's a monkey ass coon. And I state my position, I point out the discrepancies, and I move on. I don't do no marathon streams about niggas have done marathon streams about me. They're crazy. All of them are crazy.
Yep.
The motherfucker that died, the diabetic,
Oh yeah, would stay real TV.
would stay real. I never responded to him. And what happened?
Yep.
But watch this. What did he do though? What did he do? Y'all don't remember. This motherfucker was around when he did that. Abel, you remember, Mr. Shelton, you remember that video he did when he was talking to himself in the mirror and he said he would grape and sexually assault black white man's daughter? His daughter was like a child back then.
Bro,
Yep,
I remember that like it was
Okay,
yesterday.
So no one saw that because he took the video down that same day it went up. And I said, yo, we all got together. It was like, yo, we got to call Baltimore PD or something because this guy's a pedo. I said, Black's daughter is at the time was like 13. I said, what the fuck is he talking about? And I said, how did we get here? We're talking boxing. And he's talking about raping a child. What the fuck? He took the video down. At that time, I don't think all of us had screen record. He took the video down.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? These niggas are crazy. They're talking about running up on us and killing. And wait a minute, what are you mad at? Because we don't want to deal with you? Oh, yeah, you can't. That other stalking ass nigger who's listening right now from the UK. That dumb nigga. That
Yeah.
nigga's crazy. He's crazy. Yeah, when
That
I see
dude's
Drew Tarleton, if he's ever in the UK, it's on site. Watch this. For what? Because I blocked you? Because I don't want to talk to you? Because I don't want to deal with you?
Right.
You sound like a scorned woman. That's why I call these dudes gay. It's gay behavior. I had 2 stalkers in my life. They were both female. I literally, one of them had to call the police. Like, yo, come get this bitch. She banging on my mama door. That's wild work. Because why? I didn't want to talk to her anymore. I paid for the meal and I gave her money for a cab. I said, yo, here. I gave that bitch $40. I said, I don't care where you go in the city. You need to get away from me though. I paid for the meal, put $40 on, and I walked to the train. She chasing me up the block. Hey, wait, don't go away. I'm talking to you. I say, nope. And I ran. 2 days later, she's like, my mom's like, there's some bitch banging on the door. You better go fix that because if I answer the door, she's meeting this deuce. I said, oh shit, my mom about to blow some bitch away. And I had to call the police. But I expect that behavior from a dumb woman. I expect that. So when I see men on the internet behaving like that, you ignore and ignore and ignore. And then next thing you know, you had a fight and now someone's shooting at you or trying to stab you. What I'm saying is, regardless of how you feel about this dumbass, well, let me not, he's dead. Okay, look, no matter how you feel about his dumbass opinions, this wasn't right. This was not right. And if y'all are in your feelings and saying, no, it was right because of what he talked about, what he said, all right, cool. What happens when there's 10 motherfuckers that feel the same way about somebody in the LDBC? Then what you gonna say? What you gonna say? Mr. Shelton, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, I got a cash
Hey
app.
man, what's up, y'all?
My brother Eric Jordan in that cash app. Salute. He says, ain't no rest for Miguel clapping these cheeks in there, man.
Man.
He also says, for the people paying witches to put a curse on Charlie. Hey, man, look, man. Look.
Yeah.
Look, I don't. This right here, I'd have been who remember that cracker that was running around a few years ago? He was some sort of new Nazi, and he was walking down the street, and somebody ran up on him, started kicking his ass.
Richard Spencer.
Yeah, I'm with that. Go beat them up.
Yep.
If you
Yeah,
feel
dude
that way,
snuck me.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you feel that way, you know what I'm saying? Go put the mitts on them. Go put in some work. Do that. But they shot this dude, bro. And when you got to be careful when you co-sign this, you got to be ready for the receipt,
Bro.
So
Yeah.
where's the receipt? What happens if Al Sharpton ain't been in the political mix in ages? What happens if he just walk in his car and some crazy ass radical cracker comes and blows his brains out? Now what? What are we gonna say? Well, Al's a paid op, and no, we can't be picking and choosing. Are we ready for war or not? Is that what this is? And here's the funny shit: we don't know why this white guy shot him. They want to blame the HBCUs and liberals and the Democrats, and we just know it was Black Lives Matter / the LGBTQ elemental P. We just know it was them. It's a white guy until they catch him and interrogate him if he don't kill himself. We don't know what
that was likely a right winger.
Well, could be. I don't know what it was. For all I know, that might have been a transformer. I don't know.
Could have been. But Will, when he was live earlier today, he put out some statistics of people who assault and kill and all that type of stuff, doing political violence, and like 72% of violent acts like that on the political playing field are done by right wingers. 4% are done by left winger. So yeah, this was inside. I think maybe they did this shit to try to incite civil unrest.
Shit, yeah. Ain't it convenient? Didn't they say they found some evidence that didn't some guy leave some LGBTQ clues up there? Didn't they say did I mishear that? Did you hear that?
Nah, I didn't hear about that.
I could have swore I heard
hold
that.
on. I did partially hear about that, but that's disputed. So we don't know if that's true. We don't know that's true. So we can't assume that that's the case. Just like how
we don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But I know I heard that on the news. I'm like, oh boy, and it could be a setup. It could be a setup. You right, Shelton. It could be an inside job. I don't know what's going. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna lean towards this being an inside job if they don't catch this dude, bro.
Right.
There ain't no way they can't catch this dude, man. We got too much Big Brother. Now I just saw the video of him jumping off the side of the building. I know ain't no woman that did that. Now I know. Now I know. That's Blue Queen. She says it was a transformer. They in their feelings. She said that's been confirmed. It has.
I mean, it's a small chance, but like I said, most political violence is extreme right wing.
See, but the thing is though, like what's happening here is that people just don't have the decorum or the mental capacity to have a civil debate without resorting to violence. And what's happening here is that people just don't know their limits. They don't know their battles. They don't know how to like navigate through certain situations. Take this for example. For me, I'm Eritrean, right? And I go through a lot of stuff when it comes to regime supporters all the time. But you know what I do with them? I basically call out the truths. And if they don't like it, I block it and move on. Because at the end of the day, I don't have time to argue or debate with stupid people that had no knowledge, that don't read a dang thing or understand history. And the thing is, though, is that what's happening here in this country is that a lot of these influencers are gaslighting a lot of people that feel like they don't have no purpose in this life. That's why they look up to people like Charlie Kirk. They look up to people like Nick Fuentes because they need something to feel like a certain type of belonging, certain type of community, certain type of family. And they don't care what kind of direction that it leads to. And unfortunately, a lot of them get sent into the cycle because they ended up getting into the rabbit hole. Now, before, and I actually found this out, before, Charlie Kirk, passed away, he was basically hesitant to call out the criticism of the things that have been going on in Israel and the Epstein case. And it drew up a lot of his followers the wrong way. So right now, we don't know if the shooter felt those same sentiments or he had different type of sentiments. But the thing that really, it really breaks my mind here is that most of these mass shootings throughout American history have never been committed by us. Let's be real. Go back in history. That's all I gotta tell you.
Let me ask y'all a question, man.
After you can I get in this after you do?
Yeah, sure. Let me ask y'all a quick question. You know who does that style of setting up shop and debating people on college campuses and at malls and stuff? This guy from Fresh and Fit, Myron, that guy.
Yep.
Who's also, this is a guy, I see some of his clips and some of the things he says, I agree with. Most of it, I do not. And this is the era of the new version of shock jocks, just people doing shit just to incite emotions. And I've seen so many videos of him just cutting women up. And for me, it's just comic value. It's just funny to me. But a lot of these young people, like I said, when you can trigger a 5'4", 300-pound woman that chooses to bear, these women, if they could get away with it, they would dead ass blow your brains out. Now, what happens? I doubt Nick Fuentes and Myron and Candace Owens, I doubt they're gonna be doing that shit anymore. Going out. But what happens? Myron he's African, but the motherfucker's a racist. He is. He said a lot of racist shit. Now what happens if he's out there debating somebody blows the top of his head off?
Yeah,
he said a lot of shit I don't agree with either. But I'm saying, does he have a right to say it or not?
They got a right to say it. Like I said, if I don't like the content, I just don't watch it.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I tell these trolls.
This bot, Tarot Destroyer, I need at least 3 of y'all to block him and report. That's a bot right there.
What done happened now?
Yeah, this is some guy named Tarot Destroyer. I've seen this crap before.
A
That's
weirdo.
a bot, by the way. That's a bot.
Old.
Somebody report it, please. Don't just block him. Report it. Go to the channel and report it. Report. Because what we do is we leave virtual paper trails here. We don't just report. We smash the gas on them because eventually these clowns fuck up.
Yep.
Like old buddy did this morning and forgot to troll with his off account.
With his off account. He came up here with his wrenched up shit. Dummy.
For what?
Idiot.
For what?
Fucking these people, man, leave it to criminals, man. They always fuck up, man.
Not all of it.
You're insane. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so this is the thing, right? This is just my perspective. It's nobody else's thought, right? So we are responsible for the things that come out of our mouth, right? We know that things we can say can be insensitive to others. We know that we can say things to enrage. We can say some things to enrage one another, right? So why do we say the things and say and spill all the hate that we do, not expecting any type of consequences behind it? If that was a black man and a white man did him like that, they'll be celebrating and cheering. We had leaders that spoke up for us, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, and I can keep going on and on because they only spoke their opinion to uplift their people, right? And the same thing happened to them. But now I'm supposed to feel sorry for this dude right here. And I heard the rhetoric that came out of his mouth. I don't feel sorry for this dude. We have to watch what we say because the thing that we say can come back and hunt us. That shit's called karma, right? And then I believe in the universe, right? I believe in whatever happens to you, God has that plan for you.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him either.
All right, now look, let me respond to that. I'm not saying
that thing came back.
But I don't condone what happened, but I don't feel bad for him.
I'm not saying to feel sorry for him. I'm not saying to agree with him. The topic is, was that right what happened to him? The answer to me is no. Another thing I want to make a point of is that hold on. I want to make a point that we have no control over how people feel, over what people say is right is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are all online. Y'all all on Facebook at some point or another, Instagram and X. Racism is alive and it's well.
Yeah.
We have no control over what these people do, but you know we do have control over us.
Yeah.
And what do they always say? Black people are violent, but Chicago and Mississippi and New York in the 90s and all this. And then I had to deal with motherfucking Giuliani over here talking about the nights belong to us. And these cops went crazy out here in the 90s. I saw it. I lived through it. You know what I mean? We have no control over what's said about us. We have control over ourselves. And the facts, I'll give you a prime example. The facts, data, and statistics showed that black men are not only the most desired men in the world, but we're the most involved fathers in our children's lives. And Oprah got rich off of degrading and cutting us down for 25 years. But when information became accessible to everybody, she had to get ahead of the news and said, nope, this is what's going on with black men. I'm like, this bitch done made millions off of trashing us.
Billions.
Yeah. So now she built the empire for fucking us off. Right? So what I'm saying is, while they were talking shit about us, we were working. And not all work goes noticed, man. Not all work goes noticed. But when they talk about, oh, this nigga here and this thug here, you know what? That shit never applied to me. I don't have a criminal record.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I don't have any kids out of wedlock. I'm a family man. I make 6 figures, and I'm on YouTube talking boxing sometimes in adult conversations. I've made it. I'm not super duper rich, but I ain't broke. I've made it. And this ain't a shot to my brothers and sisters with criminal records. Y'all are here, y'all are out, and y'all, prison is supposed to be to reform and rehabilitate. Some people have, some people haven't, but if you out and you doing your thing, God bless you. But what I've done, when people start talking about black people, I can look them in the face. Like when a woman says, oh, but niggas this, niggas that, I look them right in the face like I don't identify with shit you're complaining about because it don't apply to me. I'm married. How about you? It's you. No, don't talk about me. It's you. Not case in point. And I'm not making light of what happened to this man. I'm not making light of it. But his last words was about what? Gang violence.
Yeah, black on black crime.
And a white man took his life. Go figure that shit.
That's irony for your ass.
That goes back to what I'm saying.
The irony.
All right. A lot of times you don't have to lift a finger. When I say leave it in God's hands, look, man, don't take this. I don't want anyone taking this in the wrong nature. It was his time. It was his time. The problem that I also have is that this asshole that did do it for whatever reason, they're looking at this guy as a martyr now. Thanks, motherfuckers. Because that he was not.
Yep.
And you know they had to close several HBCUs for bomb threats.
Do you see what I'm saying? They wanted to blame us so bad.
They want to blame us. Always
blame
want to
black people
make the
so
black
bad.
man the villain.
But
we ain't got nothing to do with this shit.
But you think that was a mistake? That this video I'm looking at on CNN right now of the dude hopping off the roof and walking off? You think they had that yesterday?
Yeah.
They had that shit yesterday. But after the bomb threats, now they releasing the video. Oh shit, it was a white man.
Mm-hmm.
And
then they arrested an elderly man. That man was so damn old, and I think he had like a pellet gun.
Man, this
right.
Got the man pants falling all off of him and shit.
There's probably some cracker right now insisting that that's a mask. They want to blame us so bad. No.
Yeah.
Y'all did this.
I'll tell you this though. You know why a lot of these crimes in Chicago go unsolved?
Oh, I know.
Because the police are involved.
Dude.
That's a fact.
That's the biggest gang in the whole country.
Oh shit! How long was Stormy sitting back there? I'm sorry.
That's gang right there.
Yeah.
Stormy, salute. My bad.
Salute Stormy B, man.
What's
and
going
Mrs.
on,
Show.
The sensei.
Salute everyone. Good evening. How's everybody?
The sensei is in the building. Salute to you, sir.
Hey man, great conversation and topic for conversation. I was listening as I was driving, and I just thought I'd, try to pop on for a moment and offer up something, because there's no longer a covert operation. This is open now, that they're putting things into effect. What you guys just intimated a moment ago about trying to incite civil disorder and unrest. If you notice, we're seeing more and more individuals acting out without the word that I put in the chat earlier that Abel mentioned, restraint.
Right.
And without restraint, that means that lines of discipline get crossed and people can get hurt, if not even beyond hurt. So it's time for those of us who deal with an elevated psychosis, it's time to make sure that you hold fast to that, because as that term that I used before so often, everybody is not going to make it. That's going to be a reality, not just a statement. If you want to talk about the real life zombie apocalypse, you're witnessing unfold right before your eyes. You're witnessing it because these things are being done without thought, without any type of intellectual property, without emotion and feeling. They are actions, just as if uncommanded, but just let loose without discipline. You know, when you have small children, you have to keep your eye on them, especially when they start to walk.
Right.
Because when they start to walk, they'll start to explore and they'll start to get into things. And because the innocent and ignorance of a baby, they can get hurt,
Right.
or they can cause something that can bring harm. And we're witnessing adults without thought, full of ignorance,
See that?
undisciplined, and without emotion. And these things, it's dangerous, very dangerous. And guess what? Your officials, they've sold out long ago.
Yep.
They're not going to do anything about it. The politicians, the if you want to call them the order of police and the court systems and all of that, they've abandoned you long ago.
Yep.
This is when you've seen certain people be incarcerated and then certain people being allowed back out on the street, like the man that committed that murder on that woman on the train the other day.
That's right.
14, 15 times of being arrested. What is he doing on the street?
That's right.
You see, all assault circumstances with weapons and everything. So it's like you're being shown how much does it take for a person to adopt reasoning and say, hey, you know what? It's time to think differently, act differently, and have a different projection, because if you don't, you'll be swept up into this cycle. And that's what they're hoping for. Do you know of the depopulation agenda? It's no longer alleged. You can look around and see exactly what's happening. But contributing factors are your ignorance. Big time. Playtime is over. It's time to buckle down. And a lot of people, again, that's why I say it's a great conversation you gentlemen are having, because it needs to be had, but there's also actions that need to be taken.
That's right.
Community action. You need to start getting together with like-minded individuals, not necessarily on social media,
That's right.
but in discretion. Because at the end of the day, discretion is going to be required, because you're going to be hunted.
Mm-hmm.
I'll land it right there.
What I was saying earlier when I was talking to the brother Insane. When I asked you, were you ready for war? Your response was yes. The thing is, that's a reactional, if that's even a word, that your response was a reaction. Like, I'm not scared. If they come for me, I'm against the dumping on them. Oh, that's fine. But real war, like these hicks in the mountains, let me tell you something. I've spoken to those dudes like that. I've been in forums with those dudes. It's a lot of people I've spoken to. You'd be very surprised. Those guys are ready for war. Those guys are ready to do something and take something down and go off the grid, and you will have a hard time finding them. But I'm going to tell you this. No Blood or Crip will be ready to go in their terrain and even find them because they're not prepared. We are not prepared for war. Killer Mike said that about a decade ago. We ain't prepared for war. We're not prepared for that. We might talk a good one. War ain't, oh, I'm just going to get behind this pillar and start emptying my magazine. No. These dudes are ready for the long haul. You don't know what it is to hunt. You don't know what it is to get fresh water. Most of you might, but most dudes that grew up in the project, they don't know nothing about that. So these guys are absolutely not ready for war. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Man, military, they talking about, oh, don't come to Chicago. Man, they're already there. You just ain't seen them. They've been there for months. And all you guys doing on your social media, well, they just tracked you and they know everything you're doing right now. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not ready for war. We're not ready. And my point is this. Now watch this. Watch this. What if we find out? What if we find out when they catch this guy, if they catch this guy, and they interview him and they have a press conference and say, okay, well, what was his problem? And you find out he was just mad that Charlie body bagged him in a couple of debates a month ago and blocked him. And this fool had access to a gun and shot him and killed him. What if you find out there's no cause, he's not screaming Black Lives Matter and none of that? They corner this guy, they catch him, they bring him in and say, what was your problem? Oh, well, the other day or a month ago, I said this and he said that and he blocked me. So I made another account. And then you find out all this dude was some asshole engaging with him and then getting blocked. And then he gets mad and murdered him. What if you find out it's not even that cheap? Huh?
I said, that wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me because what cause did he shoot this dude for? These people make him relevant. I cut it off.
Right.
Now, I know I'm just one person. You cut it off, he's still happening. But you know what? He has a voice. We have a voice. You know what the problem is? You know why his voice is so big? It's not because he's white. We ain't got no goddamn leaders. Why is his voice bigger than Tariq Nasheed? Why is it that we see Dr. Umar fucking up, we'll spend 500 hours cutting his ass, but not 1 minute cutting this dude's ass? You see what I'm saying? So when these crackers get on here and they do shit like this, we give them like to talk to us and say all kinds of shit about us because we're at each other's throat more than we're united on anything. I deal with it every day. I deal with it. I just told you this dude Sports Prediction just did a video about me. Why is he on my dick? And remember when I said he got videos about me? But Mr. Shelton, remember when I asked, where's his video about Ron Garcia being a racist? I went to his channel and I saw one video with his name in it, but where's his countless videos? Because Ryan went on an epic rant that lasted for at least 2 months.
Yep, man. He got a video talking about why is the LDBC hating on Ryan Garcia. I said, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Right, thank you. But y'all clapping because Charlie Kirk is dead? Go to that motherfucker channel and ask him, yo, bro, what's with you? Now, Stormy just mentioned community. It's the Lions Den boxing community, not gang. We're a community from all races, cultures, and creeds and all walks of life. And we welcome people. If you come in peace, we welcome you with open arms. Eric Jordan came to our meetup in Vegas. You understand? This is what we do. We're building relationships. And this nigga has been making videos about us, and he's just mad because BFTB get tired of him and kick him off the panel. And he goes back every day. He get tired of me because I blocked him, both accounts. And he makes videos about me. And he talking about why we're talking about Ryan Garcia. Y'all in the chat, y'all hear this. I'm not lying. Go to that piece of shit's channel. Ryan Garcia said, I want to resurrect George Floyd and delete him again and join the Ku Klux Klan. And this motherfucker got a video talking about why we're mad at him. Why aren't you mad at him? But never mind that. Charlie Kirk got shot. What are his thoughts? This is why I said, before any Tank Davis fans come to me, y'all better go check Paulie Malignaggi. Don't check me. I don't want to hear anything y'all niggas got. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who you are. Knockout 86 for not any one of you niggas. Do not come to me or leave a comment anywhere on my program, anywhere on any of my channels about Tank, because I'm deleting your comment. Go. My answer to you is go talk to Paulie Mags. Go engage in debate with him. Motherfuckers are so quick to have smoke for their own.
Yep.
They're never where it's supposed to go.
Very true.
Yep. And let that white boy slide right past you.
That's what I'm saying.
And don't even challenge
Right past you. When I get on here and I say something about Tank, these niggas is on it. But Paulie Malignaggi on two different shows, his own platform and Boxing Scene platform, he said the same shit we've been saying for the last 4 years. And I went into the comic. I said, I know there's some haters. I know there's some loyal Tank Davis fans. They gotta be in here arguing with them. Nope. But let me put Tank Davis in my goddamn in my meme. I have 400 niggas in there fussing with me. But then these same niggas have no smoke for Paulie. And I'm bringing that up because it's an ideology. And this is what we do. And this is why Nick Fuentes says what he says and Charlie Kirk says what he says. Don't get mad because a white man shot him. Don't get mad at what he said. I turned this shit off because I knew it was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to celebrate that he's dead. All right, fine. You want to say he's burning in hell? That's great. If that's how you feel. What I'm saying is, how did we get here? And if you're going to co-sign this, what happens if that one troll gets froggy? Oh, the LDBC's going to this fight. I'm going to catch somebody. What happens if I'm not there, 7-8's not there, BFTB's there, BFTB's not there, and he catch one of the girls out there? What happens if Neek J, we get word that Neek J, someone punched her in the face, so you found out one of these trolls hit her?
Right.
Now we got a problem. Because we're going to be on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not on here for that. What I'm saying is you brothers and sisters need to get right. Focus on it. Be careful celebrating this shit. Because it could be me. It could have been the general. It could have been Black or CC. Could have been anybody. This man got murked because of his goddamn opinion. I said, damn. When I saw this, I said, damn. I saw the video unedited. Callie sent it to me. I thought, because I do shit with my meme. I thought it was fake.
Hey,
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was AI.
Bro, I got the same I got the same video too yesterday as well. I thought it was fake initially, and then I saw, the stuff that came out with it, and I'm like, good.
I said, oh shit, and I was like, oh my god. I said, and I said, wait a minute, that's that Charlie Kirk dude. Right. I was like, oh no, this ain't cool, man. Do I agree with anything he says? No. 98% of the shit, damn near 99% of the shit he said, I didn't agree with.
Right.
But at no point am I co-signing somebody blowing his neck out. I'm not doing that because I'm like, God damn,
right.
I don't even have 10,000 subs. I've gotten death threats. Had my address leaked. Niggas done saw me at work. I said, damn, what the fuck? What the fuck? I said, man, and they did this to him. Another white man did it to him.
That's the messed up part.
And I'm on here every day. I said the most hate I get is from niggas. Now watch this. I got a whole thing once a week called Monkey Tuesday. Y'all know why I did that.
Yeah.
Y'all know why. I did it for the niggas like Sports Prediction 101 and and Reggie Owens and all. I don't give a fuck whose name I say.
They probably
they know what
listen
it
to
is.
me. Yeah.
They know what it is, and all I did was block them and I move on. Y'all know, if y'all been around, y'all know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the funny part: all those niggas, I ain't do shit to them, but they on my dick.
Right.
Death threats and all. I don't know if it was those two niggas I mentioned, but it's death threats and all. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I know ain't nothing but a nigga doing it.
And
So when Charlie Kirk, hold on, I'll give it to you in a second. When Charlie Kirk talks about black on black crime, my antennas went up. I said, let me hear what he got to say. Now, in good heart, in good faith, I could debate him on that. But what if he did some homework and went to my small channel and says, man, you know, don't you got something called Monkey Tuesday, Drew? What's that? Then I'd have to explain it. Well, aren't you on there always complaining about the most problems you get is from other black people? Explain that. I'd be caught. You see what I'm saying?
that's right.
So what's the difference between well, I know the difference between
Damn, I didn't even think about it that way.
black on black crime,
Yeah,
but
I have.
that would be it would be I'd be backed into a corner and I'd have to play a lot of word salad to get out of it. Or I could say, you know what? You're right on that, but you're wrong about other shit. You're wrong about Dr. King. You're wrong about black pilots. You're wrong. But I'm right about Monkey Tuesday, though, right? You see what I'm saying? We got to be careful here.
Yeah.
Insane Talk, you said something, brother?
Yeah. Let me try to start off like this real fast. When a person disrespects you, there's no limit to what you do to disrespect him. I mean, you can't tell me how to stop with the disrespect, right? When you disrespect someone. I come from California. I was born and raised in Long Beach, so I know racism like the back of my hand. That comes from Mexicans and whites, right? So when I say I'm ready to go to war, I'm really ready to go to war mentally, physically, or however it is, because that's the way I was trained to know that these dudes will unalive me. Either race will unalive me fast just because of my skin tone. They don't have to know where I'm from. If you look it up, Long Beach is the most racist, one of the racist countries in the world. Just period. It's just like that. You know what I'm saying? But in situations to where we have these type of people and these type of what realm of authority he was going to go in or what side he was going to lean into, right? I believe that the government is involved, especially if it was a one-shot thing and gone from whatever type of distance it was. This wasn't something that happened by chance. I believe that this was set up to happen, and I believe they're using him maybe to do maybe a martial law, maybe soon, maybe take guns from Americans. Whatever they have planned is going to roll out within the next couple months, and they're going to use him as a spokesman and a face for it. And that's just what I believe, and that's just my 2 cents.
Can I go next?
Go ahead.
Well, that's going to be tough to do because this country was built on the Second Amendment. So I don't see that happening, but it could be possible. I'm not going to dismiss it, but it'd be very difficult because there's a lot of organizations that are heavy with Second Amendment rights. So red states, big time. So
and the NRA fund a lot of these politicians.
Exactly. There's no way it would take generations for the government to take away all those guns from all the hands of people who have registered gun licenses.
Hey, Abel,
it would never work.
Abel, check this out. You remember at the meetup when me and the Queen, we went to we had to go get the coolers with the ice?
Right.
Bro, we went to Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smoke talk, salute, brother. We went to Walmart. So me and the Queen is walking in the Walmart, right? So I went to the electronics section, and I'm like, all right, because I'm always looking for shit, speakers and all kinds of dumb shit that I might not need, right? So I turned left and I walked down. Big glass case full of guns. Yep. And I stopped and I said, those aren't BB guns. I said, what the fuck? And then it dawned on me. I said, man, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, go down like that.
I said, oh shit. That messed me up for a second. I said, yo, wait a minute. I could buy this?
Yeah. They sell guns in the Walmarts down south too.
Bro,
And
I'm not used to that shit, bro. I
actually bought a shotgun from Walmart before.
And
Bro.
also in Minnesota too, they sell live ammunition. They sell live 9mm and shotgun pellets.
Yeah. Walmart, bullets, all kind of bullets.
Carry. Vegas is an open and carry
From New
state.
York, bro, I'm not used to none of that. I'm not used to that. I stopped instead. Queen was like, "You all right?" I said, "Look at this shit. One of them shits was camouflage."
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, look at this. What the fuck?" She's like,
They
"Oh,
sell machetes, they sell knives, they sell tomahawks, they sell
I ain't used to none of that."
bow and arrows,
Again,
crossbows.
if y'all missed it early in the in when I started the show, before I started, I'm watching CNN. There was they had one of those specialists there. They said, because I'm thinking, I said, man, that was a direct hit. I said that guy had to be military or something, or had some sort of training. Dude said they're selling shit right now. You ain't even got to be a marksman to hit the target. They making these guns so good. So I said, what are we dealing with here? This is some wild work. I said, what you mean? You ain't got to be no marksman to take this. Oh my God, man. Queen saw my face. She was like, you never see? I said, yo, I'm from New York. This right here ain't normal to me. Do you see this? Do you see this? It was crazy.
Yeah, the West Coast is wild, wild west, and everybody got guns. That's why I say, like, you come up in that environment, that shit is trauma. You know what I'm saying? Even dealing with that, no one's going to walk.
Man, I was just in Florida, and they had what you call it? They had like several gun shows. I was down there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Several gun shows. And I said, oh my goodness, man.
We have a gun show in Mississippi every month. We have more than one in different places.
My brother Kofa said hit him in the chest, the round bounced off the vest. Holy nuts, man.
Right. I remember years ago when Stay Ready pretty much showed pictures through before the Usual Suspects was established. He showed us how a lot of the gun holders in Texas are able to get, AR rifles, machine guns, different types of ammunition, bro. And it's Texas, man. It's literally Texas. Like literally, you can basically hold nearly a shotgun, an AR rifle, even an automatic handgun. Seriously.
It's the South, man. We love our guns down here.
Shit. Wait, I didn't know that. Kofa said it wasn't a direct neck hit. So you saying they hit him in the chest and ricochet? I don't. Well, and Kofa military. So military dudes, respectfully, y'all know shit that I don't know.
Right.
So
let me say this though too, real quick. Like I said before in my previous point, I don't believe Trump knows for a fact that if he tries to take away the Second Amendment, that's going to hit his base directly. One thing is for certain: they love their guns. Red states, southern states, they love their guns so much. So there's no way that they're going to touch that. If they even try it, it's going to be disastrous.
Oh yeah.
Now you once you start trying to amend an amendment, you got a whole problem. And I'm gonna tell you something else about that Second Amendment. If you read how it's written about bearing arms and things of that nature, back then there is no fucking way that they anticipated guns being this powerful and this advanced when they wrote that fucker.
Well,
back then they were putting ball-shaped ballistics with gunpowder, and it was firing one shot at a time. They had no idea that we semi-automatic weapon. Listen, and it's, you throw 100 Marines in a time machine or whatever on some Avengers shit and send them back to the fucking war with George Washington. They mowing these motherfuckers down in 1 hour. They mowing them down in 1 hour. They did not know that we'd be this technically advanced, man.
Yeah.
So when you go messing with the amendments, it's going to turn into something else. But I don't want to get too far off of the point.
Yeah.
My point is,
out here?
what'd you say?
I just throw this one point out here.
Go ahead.
You know You know, there were trying to get, well, they're working on where they're giving felons their gun rights back. So maybe this would be the ploy for that, to keep the guns away from the ex-felons, because now we can get our gun license restored. We can get our gun rights restored now. And that's what I wanted to put that out there. Maybe they will make him the face of that, to keep the guns away from ex-felons and things like that.
I don't know.
Nah, I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
It's not really like that down south. Once you like
No,
a convicted felon or you did something violent, that's a wrap.
And the other thing here is that people are still going to find a way to get weapons, regardless if they're felons or not. Trust me, there's going to be ways that people are going to find to get a weapon to defend their family, to defend themselves, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Look, I've been holding weapons since I was like 16.
Right.
Oh, yeah, play with mine.
I didn't go to no gun show. I went to Main in Pookie.
Right.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Showing you dead wrong for putting them niggas out there like that.
No, I'm just making up names.
Stupid Sheldon.
Where do we go from here? How do we get here? Right. And so now that we're here, what do you think the outcome is gonna be from this? Now, because right now, everybody's at an emotional state. Some people are like, how could they do this? Now we're trying to figure out, well, who's they? Is it the Democrats? Is it the LGBTQ elemental P? Was it a tranny? Or we don't know who did it or why he did it. Okay, but how did we get here? And what do you think the result's gonna be? Is there anything to even fix? What are you fixing?
I gotta cut out. Y'all enjoy y'all night, man. I appreciate everything.
All right, good brother.
Have a good night.
All right, bro.
Yeah. So, what do you change from this? What do you change?
Honestly, let me say it like this. Honestly, bro, unless people start informing themselves and start using common sense and start actually using their brains, I don't know that there's nothing much to change. The only way that you can try to make change, it has to start within your own communities. And it starts by having basically, level-minded people starting a conversation and talking about the issues in your own community. And how can we try to break down the barriers so that way there's a better line of communication to make sure that things like this, like violent situations, do not happen. And it starts in your community. I don't expect the politicians, judges, or even the president of the United States to do anything about it, because most times they don't see what goes on in low income neighborhoods. They don't see the stuff that goes on in regular everyday life. It starts within your community. Start talking to your neighbor. Start getting to know them. Start to figure out what can we try to do to make things civil and peaceful within our neighborhoods. That's the way you can start. Then you go to your mayor or even your local officials, and then talk about your concerns in the community. It has to start from there. And if you start having those lines of communication, that's when the positive dialogue starts. But unfortunately, people don't have the capacity or even the patience or the tolerance to have those kind of conversations. And until that happens, I don't see any change happening.
I think
we're beyond that right now. Let me set the precedent for this. Zero tolerance. Listen, I would like to think that we all have trash bins in and around homes and apartments, right?
Yep.
And you put the trash in the bin, and there's a collection at least once a week in some areas, and sometimes there'll be more than that, but there's a collection. But if something is rancid, and you know what rancid means, right? If something be rancid, it can't stay in your home, right? You have to put it out. Huh?
Right.
You put it out and you bag it up, you tie it up, and you put a lid on it, and you set it out for the people to come and take it away.
Right.
we have witnessed over the last few years, you know, these stores where they have the grab and dash. They run in and they grab a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
Just a couple of nights ago here, a store, Neiman Marcus or something, got hit again in the evening. 6 cars pulled up to break into this store and do a dash and grab scenario, like 2 nights ago. 6 cars. Do you know what type of planning went into that? Do you know what type of mindset that it took to come together to say, hey, let's commit this crime? They didn't say, hey, let's do a job. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the same thing, isn't it? So what you're dealing with is a criminal mindset, which means and calls for extreme circumstances need to be dealt with extreme measures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of these people who participate in breaking the law and losing discipline and no longer exercising restraint, people see the key signs all the time, but everybody is too busy looking into their device, being distracted on a phone call, or just tuning the world out instead of being aware and tuning into what's going on in your surroundings. So when I say zero tolerance, most of these people who are committing criminal acts, they have siblings, family, parents. It is time for somebody to take the heat, to take the fall. And guilt by bloodline, guilt by neighborly association and affiliation, guilt by those who turn the blind eye and the deaf ear. There's a way to clean it all up. And it's uglier than the crimes that they commit. But if you go back in history, there was a cleansing of communities biblically and outside of biblically. And it was never beautiful. Never. So when I say these things, what I'm trying to do is to alert you to the seriousness of what we're talking about here. What are you willing to do? You know of someone who's committed crimes. You know of someone that has done injustices. You know of someone that is plotting and planning or on the verge of. And if you don't know directly, you know indirectly through association, affiliation, and so forth. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't go unchecked. It's just not addressed. Half of the crimes that are committed in Chicago by some of these young folks, the shootings and the murders that are attached to shootings, there are almost zero arrests for them. How can someone that you know is out there doing those deeds come back home?
See that?
And see, they may live right next door to you, across the street, next block over, or they might even be in your fucking basement.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I say guilt by association and family bloodline, because if you're harboring that, you're a huge, tremendous part of the problem. That's right. And need to be dealt with and dealt away with. And sometimes, I'm going to tell you something. If you talk about going to the politicians and the community, you want to talk to the aldermen and all, those people, like I said earlier in my statement, they've been sold out long ago. Mm-hmm. Some of them have sat on their seats for how many years, if not decades? Keep getting reelected. But what have they done?
Not a goddamn thing.
Some families have grown up and children have become adults themselves, raising own families, and the same alderman or whatever is in the community. Why? Because people don't want to be attached to it. And if it's not happening and it directly affecting you, which it really is, regardless of what you think, you don't want to have anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. You can police your own. Yes, you can. In fact, you can exact justice way before them other folks would even know what went down.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what it's going to require. That's what it takes. And I'm sorry. To eliminate, it's not off the table.
There you go.
It's not. There was a time when respect of the community was commanded by elders. And people fell in line.
Yeah.
There's no reason that an elder should be afraid of a youth.
None.
No reason whatsoever. And if that youth is existing in the realm of trying to commit intimidation, maybe they should deal with elimination.
There you go.
You remember the old saying, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
I'll take you out. That's right. That's right.
I speak the real. This is not a joke.
At all.
But there are not enough people with enough courage to abide by this. But they become victimized by this for not doing so. It's as simple as that.
Our community, we call it snitching. The white community calls it neighborhood watch. I need y'all to think about that. We be very clear. You're not gonna be some mass murderer, some super criminal living next door to me, because it's only a matter of time. I'm mowing my lawn or out with the family sitting on the porch and somebody trying to look for you and get you, they get me in the process. How about this? You have a duty to your community. If you see somebody doing something wrong, you have a duty to say something, man. Because that person is a direct reflection of you, whether you like it or not. I don't hang around criminals. Especially at my age, I don't hang around criminals. I ain't got time for it. I don't. Even when I was younger, it wasn't cool talking about all the thugs you know. You understand? As a matter of fact, a prime example, we talk about, ignorant knuckle draggers. When I did speak to Sports Prediction 101, I told him what was what, and you know what he said to me? You stop talking like you grew up in the trap. I don't know what that is. I didn't grow up in the trap. I grew up in a middle-class community, 2 black parent households. I'm not a thug, but I beat a lot of niggas up that thought they were gangster. A lot of them. You ain't gotta be from the trap to be some sort of fucking tough guy. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Now this clown that blicked off Charlie Kirk, what stopped him from running up here and just punching him in the mouth? Sucker. Now, I don't want you guys to get it confused, although there's going to be some assholes getting it confused. I am not in support of what this guy represented. I don't support anything he fucking said. This is like the 8th time I said it in this show. What I'm asking you is, did he have the constitutional right to say what he said? And do you support him going out the way he did? And if you do, you fuck with me. What happens if it is me? Then what? That's not wrong. I mean, that was wrong, but what happened to him was right. The person that did this, Charlie Kirk, there's niggas right now They wouldn't mind if that was me or BFTB or 78. They wouldn't mind. I want y'all to think about something. When Kevin Samuels had that medical event and died, y'all remember those women, black ones in particular, that danced on his grave? You remember that? They had t-shirts made. Kevin Samuels is dead. Nappy-headed nigga bitches was rocking those t-shirts. And we was like, look at them. Here we are some 4 years later. They still ain't married. Marriage is still down. And they still complaining. Nothing's changed. So when I ask y'all, how do we get here? And what is this going to fix? Him being dead, what is it going to fix? Not a goddamn thing. But what it has done, what things like this do, it opens the door for retaliation. It really does. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are taking this so personal, they're thinking eye for an eye. The next Democrat or independent or liberal that has a rally to say something, somebody's head gonna get blown off. That's what we doing here. Look, this right here really should be an eye opener. But let's take it back, because who did he like talking about? Black people. Is it so much to ask? Like I asked last night, you know, Trump is trying to send the military into Chicago. And there's a bunch of stupid asses talking about, oh no, don't come here because we'll do this, we'll do that. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you want why don't you want the military there? What are you protecting, actually? Because they're only going there because y'all are so fucked off. So what are you protecting? You protecting the hood from the military? I don't get it. Like I used to see these videos when social media was in its infancy. You see a bunch of niggas with bandanas and masks on. Yo, stop snitching. Stop snitching on what? What are you doing that people got to tell on you about? And this is where community falls to the wayside. And you literally have inmates running the asylum. Stormy just said, we live in an era where these youngins are disrespecting the elders. I come from a period where the crippled old woman on a walker, if she saw me fucking up in the street, she'd be like, get your ass out the street. And I get out the street. Now, a woman say, get your ass out the street. Yo, shut up, old woman. And they're going to knock her over and take her purse and stomp her out. And then you go to the single mom and say, yo, look, man, she just, your son just beat up old lady Ethel. Well, she shouldn't have said nothing to him. I'll take care of him. This is the level of dysfunction we're dealing with here. So what I'm saying is all of this shit with the military finally going into these cities, y'all asked for this. Y'all asked for this. How about this? Make sure the sisters are getting home from work. Open up some big brother, big sister program. Brainstorm on legal money-making ideas. Reading programs. Health and wellness programs. And instead of doing all of that and being a credit to your community, y'all are selfish and running around trying to get money. Y'all not getting life-changing money. You're selling a little drugs and robbing some people and putting it online and getting arrested. Y'all niggas ain't doing shit. But the real people like Stormy in Chicago, going to work every day or whatever, he got to have his head on a swivel. He could make a wrong turn and be a victim. So when the president says, you know what, I can't have no cities running like this. I got to send the military over there. We always saying, oh, the Congress don't care about us. They need to do something, do something, do something. Well, this is what he's doing. Now, I know they done took money out the community. Oh, man, we ain't got no money for these programs to help the kids or whatever. You know what, though? This is where, because a lot of you niggas are home, y'all ain't doing shit. Anyway, this is the part where you go to a playground, you get your boys together and say, let's just take a Saturday or Sunday, get some brooms and clean this shit up ourselves. And get the kids, instead of running in the street, we could organize some games and a Big Brother program, and we could hit up the government for some like funding, not for profit. Go online and talk about what we're doing and bring good to this community and change the projection of the community. Make people look at us different. Instead of getting online and cussing each other out and fighting and all this other nigga, now y'all niggas look like every bit the animals that Charlie Kirk said you were. So white man kills him and people are still looking at us. Chicago didn't kill him. Look, y'all got an alley-oop. Peyton the Kemp from the 90s right now. Now y'all have an argument. Yeah, guess what? No nigga shot him. Don't worry about Chicago. We're fixing it. The military gonna come here and they're gonna have the easiest time because they ain't gonna have nothing to do. But if I know you niggas, y'all gonna give them a reason. So I'm done. I'm done speaking up for you. I'm done fighting for you. I'm done because y'all are done. Y'all are disrespectful. Y'all have no code. I just had a nigga come to the chat just yesterday. Oh, would you, that's the problem that you talk about code. Man, get your fake militant nigga ass away from me. I hope you live in Chicago, and I hope a Marine gets you, because you're not my brother. I'm out of patience. I'm done. The older I get, the less fucks I give. This man burning in hell right now, if you think he's burning in hell, whatever. If you think he's in heaven, whatever. Him not being here and how he went out does not help us. That's my point. He's gone. Is Charlie Kirk being gone going to fix the black community? Please explain. Boxing Fan ×4 in that super chat salute. He says, is the way he went out equivalent to a rapper rapping about sliding on his ops and dissing the ops and getting taken out? He spoke about being pro-gun. Yeah, I mean, listen, this guy's not perfect. And like I said, the irony was that he was talking about gun control before the bullet hit him. And the other irony is that a black person ain't do it. According to what I'm seeing on the news, a white person did it. I'm not celebrating this, but I'm just speaking what happened. I'm talking about what happened. But let me talk to the black community. This dude, a lot of y'all saying he's a piece of trash. Fine. He's dead now. Does this make us better? Yes or no? Does it make us better? Does this fix things? He gone. Does it fix things? What if Trump ate that bullet and went just like him? Are we better yet, or are we still killing each other? Did niggas stop trolling me online over my boxing opinion? Because ain't nothing but niggas doing this. This is nothing. This is nothing. And I'm not undermining his family. I'm not undermining him. I saw what he had to say. I listened to it and I just turned it off. But I'm asking y'all, just like I asked these dumb bitches, Kevin Samuels dead, fine. Y'all can have that. Y'all dancing on his grave. It's in poor taste. Fuck y'all hoes. Here we are 4 years later. Y'all bitches are still fat. Y'all still not married. And y'all still complaining. And y'all complaining about passport bros 1 minute. Now y'all fussing about AI and hobots. Y'all still losing. Niggas would rather fuck a fake bitch with they'd rather fuck a Terminator than fuck with you. Y'all are down bad. And Kevin been in the grave 4 years. Now what? So now Charlie Kirk died yesterday. He was murdered. How does this fix the black community? Nobody could tell me. He didn't do it, but he damn sure talked about it. So from beyond the grave, y'all still are gonna make him right. Idiots. What are you gonna do about it?
And the greater fear should be this. If they are now willing to just do that to someone like Charlie, what hope do you have?
Bang. Bang. Never forget, I have a show called Monkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Why the fuck do you think I started doing that? Why the fuck you think I only got what, like 20? How many Monkey Tuesdays I got? Let me look it up real quick. I'm only up to show number, this past Tuesday was Monkey Tuesday. I just didn't do the intro. Monkey Tuesday, I only have 41 of them. But I started doing it because I was getting trolled in abundance by a bunch of niggas. Oh, when I see you, don't come to this fight. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm like, well, ain't nothing but a bunch of niggas doing that. I don't invite nothing. I just have a boxing opinion. Ain't no white people doing this. Well, you know, British, I didn't know. I don't know who the fuck it was. But Vegas, ain't nobody want no smoke. No matter where I'm from, I'm right at home. The one nigger in the UK, they'll, hey, when I see Drew Titan this on site, nigga, it's a nigga. Of course it's a nigga. Of course. Once again, don't know him, never spoke to him. He came over here and fucked around and got blocked. He's mad at me. Now he want to fight. I haven't done anything to him. And now he want to fight. Oh, I'm sorry. He want to fight. He want to stab. You know, they stab niggas over there. Meanwhile, Charlie Kirk got on here and talked about all the problems in the black community. And all these niggas fucking with me and fucking with the LDBC. Everybody, all of us in the LDBC. How many white people are doing that? Y'all go ahead and make Charlie Kirk white. Yeah, Charlie burning in hell. Okay, fine. Are we waiting? So all these niggas, if they meet their maker, okay, is Wood Stay Real burning in hell? Is he burning in hell right now? I gotta know. I didn't think about him when he was alive. I found out he was dead by accident. I said, oh man, that's fucked off. And I left it alone. Is he burning in hell? Is he burning in hell? I don't know. So Darius says it's really fucked up that this man spoke about so much more, but the only thing that is highlighted to our people is what he deemed negative. That is literally the smallest percentage of what he spoke. Well, I'm not going to dissect your comment too deep, but what I'm saying is everything black people do is amplified. It's on a magnifying glass. And don't get me wrong, Darius, I'm not co-signing shit this guy said at all. At all. I'm not. What I'm saying is that small percentage that you're talking about is enough to get fucking Trump to send the goddamn military to a whole American city. And these YNs are so stupid. They think this dude's playing with it. They dropped a bomb in Philadelphia on a black neighborhood. They dropped a bomb on him over there. And I do agree that Charlie Kirk, you know, him being Christian was fugazi. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because he spoke a lot of insightful shit. In this day and age, it's real easy to trigger people. Evidence of that because this man lost his life because he triggered enough people. And for some reason, that white dude shot him. For some reason, we don't know. But what I'm saying is we have to stop making clowns like, you know, he's dead now, but we got to stop making people like him right. The day that we stop making him right is the day I stopped doing Monkey Tuesday. Yeah, Mr. Shelton, you know what? He could take up for him. Joe Townsend, salute. He could take up for him. I don't care. I don't care. There's a lot of people crying. I've seen videos of people crying over this guy. I said, look, I don't like what he had to say. I just turned him off. I didn't hate him. I just turned him off. It's America. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say. There's a lot of Republicans and fake Christians that I turn off. I just turn them off. But my point is this. That small percentage is enough to get the military sent to fucking Chicago and other American cities. And I'm asking black people, why the fuck when are we gonna stop making guys like this right? When are we gonna stop making him right? I'm in New York. If I had to walk down Bensonhurst today, I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm like, this ain't the 90s, but it's still Bensonhurst. If you know, you know. Now watch this. There's blocks in my borough right now in the Bronx right now that I know not to walk down. You know why. Ain't no white people living there. It's all black people. So some of you knuckle draggers that are celebrating this guy and say, oh, look, a white person shot him. Okay, great. Now he's gone. Does that make your block better? That's my question. The fuck are you celebrating? Did this make your block better? The rhetoric that he was spitting Was you mad at him because it was the color of his face? Could be. I ain't got no problem with that. Was you mad because it was half truths? I heard him spit half truth. I said, well, he's right, but he needs to finish his statement. Especially when he's talking about black on black crime. I said, man, I would love to debate him on that because he's wrong. And to me, he's 31. He's a kid. But he wasn't no fool, but he knew what buttons to push. But my question is, now that we know that how we got here, now that he's gone, what the fuck are y'all celebrating? Is Chicago better now that he's gone? How about Washington, D.C.? Okay, right now. Did this fix the black community? Did Charlie Kirk's death fix the black community? Nope. Nope. We got so many gang members. Those dudes could turn around and, like I said, they could get some tools and some spray paint and legitimately try and fix a playground. It has to meet city standards, but I'm sure if the city saw them trying to do something, they would help them. Donations. The gang members, yo, we trying to fix our neighborhood and keep these kids off the street, man. We want to organize a GoFundMe so we could get this playground fixed. We need $10,000. I would support that. Getting the guns and drugs off the street. You know what they had in New York for a little while? They had, if you turn in a gun, we give you $500. Oh no, it wasn't that much. It was like $200, and no questions asked. That was in the 90s. You find a gun, bring it to your precinct, unload it, and they'll give you $200. No questions asked. No questions asked. Just give it to us. That's how they got, but they were actively doing something. Now, I hear some things about the fugazi political realm in Chicago, but I need y'all to understand these ideas. I'm not no rocket scientist, but I don't see anybody actively doing anything. The politicians are not in power in Chicago. These niggas run the street, right? Just like these motherfuckers can get on their TikTok, yo, folk, the military better not come up in here, folk. Yo, folk, get your people together and say, let's go clean up a playground. Let's start a Big Brother program. Let's start an after-school program or something. Let's do something. We ain't doing shit anyway. See? See how easy that is? But until we get it, you're going to get another Charlie Kirk. There's going to be a motherfucker just like him in about a year. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling y'all is, this motherfucker was not our problem. All we had to do was cut him off and not give him any daylight. Of course, there's going to be people at the rally, white people at the rally, just bigging him up because he's giving them, those people are foolish anyway. He's giving them talking points. And there's going to be some knuckle draggers that hold on to everything he said. There's going to be some knuckle draggers that hold on to everything he said. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm asking y'all, how did his death help the black community? Nobody will answer that question. But y'all gonna dance on his grave? Fine, if that's what you want to do, do it. We still fucked up though. In real life and on this little thing called YouTube, because ain't nobody but niggas in here fucking with me. I can't find a cracker fucking with me. And I'll land my plane right there. Young Abel, closing words, brother. You there? Abel probably fell asleep. Stormy, you there, brother?
I'm here.
Closing words, brother.
Listen, it's time to start taking action, man. Conversation is nice, but enacting is a way of putting things together. And one of the main ways that we can enact is with what we do here on this social media type of fair. Again, no tolerance should be the make of order. The
Right.
foolishness needs to be overrun, ruled out, thrown out,
That's right.
because we have a lot of people who have accepted in this present society a way of dumbing things down just to be able to be a part of something, to participate or whatever. No, we need you to raise your levels. We need you to raise your consciousness. We need you to raise your ethics, you know, because your survival depends upon this. It's no longer a game, especially anybody that's over 21 years of age. And we've always heard the term that God takes care of babies and fools. Where there's people that's old as me, if not older, that are pretty much fools too. And that's
right.
nothing to have leading by an example. So we need to pick what we choose to follow and support and to garner and take up root for, like we pick fruit from a tree.
Right. Correct.
I don't
Correct.
know about most out there, but when you go grocery shopping and you buy a carton of milk or even a loaf of bread, you're supposed to look at the expiration date, not just grab what's on the shelf and put it in your cart.
Right.
Because there is an expiration date.
That's right.
Well, guess what? In our society, there are expiration dates too.
That's right.
And the date has come now to let go of all foolish things. Those are my closing words.
That's right. We're going to land the plane right there. And I'm going to reiterate this. I'm talking to my people, my community specifically. This man's gone now. Whether you care or not is irrelevant. But this man didn't move and shake in the black community. I want to know, with him being gone, does this fix the black community? The answer is no. This man got blicked off. There's niggas in my comment section on my other videos fucking with me right now. There's that pro-black nigga, that militant nigga. He's with a group that allegedly, if necessary, uses force. So he's on here threatening me. Death threat. There go my brother BF in the chat right now. The niggas that threaten him on a daily basis. Is Charlie Kirk talking about niggas like that? But how does Charlie Kirk's death affect the black community? The answer is it does not. For the better or for the worse, it does not. This isn't going to make us. It's not going to break us. Because for us, it's business as usual. Now, to you niggas crying over this dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. But let this be an eye-opener. This is their shit. A white man did this. Let the white man handle their battles. My concern was, oh shit, is it a black man? Because they were quick to blame the HBCUs. Now, this guy ain't got nothing to do with it. So now what? So this is probably the only live I'm going to do about this. You know, it's hot in these streets. So I give my 2 cents. And in closing, I didn't support this guy on anything he said. I heard a lot of his debates, and when I got exhausted, I said, all right, I don't agree. And I just turned it off. Some of you niggas dancing on his grave, I just got the question for you. What if it was us? You fuck with me. What if this shit happens to me when I go to the Barclays? I go to MSG. I go anywhere to go to a fight. Somebody takes a swipe at me. Blue is in Vegas right now. What if someone takes a swipe at him? You feel me? You gotta be careful what you celebrate. He's exercising his constitutional right. I ain't got no problem with it. If I got a problem with what he says, I just turned the shit off. But never mind that, he's gone now. How does his death make the black community better? That's all I'm asking. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Love y'all. I'll be talking boxing tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is Friday. It's gonna be Bud versus Canelo. Closing arguments. Who you got? Why you got it? There's no wrong answer. but I want to hear it. I'll be eager to hear it. Take it gently.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.